We will continue with the 8th paragraph. Therefore, one without a resolute will not achieve brilliant clarity. One without diligent effort will not accomplish great success. Those who wander at crossroads will get nowhere, and those who serve two masters will find themselves unwelcome. The eyes cannot simultaneously look in two directions and remain sharp, nor can the ears listen to two things at once and remain attentive. A flying serpent soars through the sky despite having no feet, while the rat ends in fertility even though knowing of 5 skills. As the book of poetry says, the cuckoo builds its nest on the mulberry tree to care for 7 chicks. A gentleman remains consistent in his appearance and conduct. With that consistency, his heart is firm like a knot. Hence, the gentleman achieves through dedicated commitment. Let's move on to the 9th paragraph. In ancient times, when Huber played the dida, fish submerged in the river surfaced to listen. When Boya played the lute, even the horses raised their heads while being fed. Therefore, no sound is too faint to be heard, and no action too hidden to be revealed. When jade resides in the mountains, the plants and trees flourish. When pearls appear from deep waters, the cliffs do not dry out. Could it be due to the inconsistent conduct of good deeds, or how could it go unheard of? We are now moving on to the 10th paragraph. Where does learning begin and where does it end? The answer is that its scope begins with reciting the classics and ends with studying the rites. Its purpose begins with cultivating oneself as a scholar and ends with becoming a sage. Through genuine and persistent effort, understanding is achieved. Learning continues until death. Thus, learning scope may have an end, but the significance of learning should never be abandoned even for a moment. To pursue it is to be human, to abandon it is to descend to the animal. Thus, the Book of Documents is the record of governance and political affairs. The Book of Poetry is the full expression of harmony. The Book of Rites is the grand framework of law and the guiding principles of all categories. Therefore, learning reaches its limit in the Book of Rites. This is what is called the ultimate state in morality and virtue. The reverence in the rites, the harmonious balance in the music, the breadth in the poetry and documents, the subtlety in the spring and autumn annals, together they encompass all that exists between heaven and earth. Before we finish today's episode, here are the most important points to remember. Spreading oneself too thin can lead to inadequate performance in any single area. jack of all trades, master of none. Commitment is crucial for achieving goals and desired outcomes. Make individuals more trustworthy, respected, and valuable in various aspects of life. Developing moral, emotional, political, and aesthetic awareness could lead to a more well-rounded and flourishing life.